saw something about anime, but like, is this what we're talking about here?
There is a Dota anime coming out, or like...
Interesting.
Well, anime or like Avatar: The Last Airbender sort of style, like Western anime kind of thing.
Western anime, okay.
But,
That's
starring Dragon Knight.
Starring Dragon Knight. I guess I got to look into it more. It's gonna be that's gonna be interesting. Wow.
If you look it on the client on the home screen to the right, there's a little thing that shows you, like, it was announced today, then there's going to be a teaser trailer towards the end of this week, and then there's going to be the actual trailer in a few weeks, and then it's being released for real on March 25th, I think.
Have they given any information on like how many episodes and how they're structuring it?
Don't think so. I think it was just the announcement and everyone was like, lore! We get Dota lore, we get advertising, please Valve, new player experience.
Yeah, I just like, they've been saying new player experience for ages, and they're like, nah, we ain't gonna do that.
Since October 2019.
Check out, you know, a new goddamn anime would chuck out some new UI, which I think is also awesome though for esports, but yeah, definitely need that new player experience to be boosted up a little bit.
Lane's
with
pretty passive so far. I mean, Skule, they tried to go for a kill attempt on him, but he just rolls away from the Cursed Crown. I wonder if Yu's gonna go again. Willow. It's weird. Like, if you play it in this position 5 role, then perhaps you might be a little bit more inclined to go into the Ag Shard. I feel like Willow is another one of those heroes that has been enabled a lot more by the Shard, just because nothing that you do can stop those brambles from spawning. Even if you dispel it or BKB it, they still spawn around the person.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting way that the Willow is able to play with this, if you try and go for that early shard at a decent rate. Are there any lanes that we really should be expecting maybe First Blood to come through with how passive they've been so far?
I'd say top. You know, you're not going to be in as risky of a position as this Nature's Prophet against a Monkey King, of course, ranged against melee. But I feel like they're still going to be attempting perhaps some engagements on skill A or against skill A. Yeah, you can just see he's just trying to get out a lot of these spells, burn the mana away. If he snipes some couriers, that'd be nice. Will he be able to see this one coming through from the Willow? His Monkey's going away. And he's
Beach might actually be our First Blood down bot now. Nice telekinesis from Lon, finds a double stun, although woMy still has some mana thanks to the Mango getting popped there, so he's able to find First Blood down bot. This is a better start to what we saw the Mars have in our last game.
And that wasn't even with the Fisher Spear combo, I don't believe, right?
No, it wasn't. They just chased him down for a little bit, yeah. Well, what's your opinion on Ember side lane? It feels like we only really see some players do it. You know, Anna, one of the best to say the least. There's not many players right now who feel super confident with playing this Ember in the side lane. Is there a reason why?
I feel like now more than ever, with like only a couple of exceptions, let's say like last game with the Tidehunter or more traditionally with heroes like the TA, your mid lane isn't the one that's actually the win condition to win you the game. You know, it's all on these side lanes to be able to make it happen. And with an Ember Spirit, sure, you might be able to get a bunch of kills, but you don't actually transition that into any sorts of towers. So this time around, Yangon, they're going to be leaning very heavily on Zawrain to do a lot of their objective take.
Yeah. Well, he's had a relatively good lane so far. 14 loss. He is bottom out of the cause though, but we are going to see a lot of pressure come through, I think, around kind of maybe in that first catapult timing, if they can get a rotation, but you can't really leave the Ember solo and an Invoker having Exort. It's not really a hero that wants to be making rotations, so I am really intrigued to see if this Invoker going Exort is going to be a nice payoff for them, or if it's going to end up costing them in the long run. And so Earthshaker might be in trouble though. Goes a bit too aggressive here against Yangon's duo down bot, and he's going to get punished.
He's going to get punished for it. OD getting a lot closer towards that Meteor Hammer. It's probably going to hit it around the same sort of timing as his level 6 as well. So that's what I'm really going to be looking at for. How is he going to manage both his health and mana stocks to be able to withstand that burst combo?
The Astral's on cooldown now, so he doesn't have it defensively. This is the big thing about the OD mid, and now Zawrain even showing up as well. They drop the Sunstrike, which doesn't find the connection. Now Mamang dies, still gonna pay the price though. You not able to keep his core alive, and he's eating a lot of damage as well from Yangon. Zawrain gotta be careful though. They're even gonna roll in forward. Skill A. He's got another kick up in a couple of seconds, so finds the slow and finds the kill. 2 down from Army Geniuses in the mid lane. They've got a catapult wave as well, but they are very weak, so probably not going to be able to utilize it here to full effectiveness. And we even see kill down bot as youngph. This has been a rough laning stage so far for the Ember.
And this time around, it was the combo that ends up killing him. Again, I'm sure it was nice that they were still able to clean up the Dark Willow at the end on skill A, but it was some misspell usage again. The Nature's Call was used after the Sprout, and that enables the Willow to just walk away from the Meteor combo that Hall was able to launch out. And when you're against an OD, if you could even just break even in this mid lane, you're feeling very happy on this Invoker. So the fact that that kill went begging is going to feel a little bit sore for him. It was the right kind of movement though that they had to make. They needed to get a kill super early on to delay this timing, even by a minute or two, is the difference maker. You start to...
He might be dead here.
Yeah.
If he drops the ulti remaining, oh, not enough.
That's the thing, like he kept his mana up high enough on Hor that he didn't actually take too much damage from the Sanity's Eclipse. So what I was talking about before with both health and mana management, he was doing it right there. Effectiveness of having those raindrops as well as the magic wand, and they're going in onto Mamang. Daya misses the roll. So have to scare him off a little bit. Now he's got the Meteor Hammer though.
The issue is that it leaves the Fury and solo up top, so DB and you were able to dive under the tower, and Lum was a little bit too late on the rotation. So see if you do put understanding of what ability to use. And Army Geniuses, they kind of have some heroes to really make it difficult for Hall. You know, with the Earthshaker, the Mars, the Monkey King, always going to be up in his face, and you know, even the Willow just dumping out abilities on top of his head.
The OD right now, just able to dodge it out with the vision coming through from that that Observer Ward. You've still got a lot of heavy rotations coming through though. It doesn't finish the teleport on the Nature's Prophet though.
Nice tornado. At least forces back, but the fissure beautifully placed here from Lim. And that's going to be a kill coming out in the mid lane. We are constantly seeing he tried to steal it from woMy, but no, won't be able to. And this is the thing though, whenever Mamang Daya does use the Astral aggressively without any backup, and if Radiant are positioned correctly, they are going to punish him. So you have to be aware of this on Daya. And I love the ward positioning that they have from Mamang Daya. Just well aware that Radiant are going to be able to pressure the OD, so they need to get that extra vision advantage to be able to see when Radiant are bringing the supports over. And that enabled them just to get the TPs in and the reinforcements. Once again though, I mean, that is way too much. I don't know about that one.
I mean, we praise the guy and then he goes and dives under a T1 tower. You just cannot do that. It was some really heads up play though for him to be able to avoid that that Earth Spirit gank potential.
Skill A. They do have a couple of heroes nearby, even thinking that.
Him out. They dropped the sentry ward on the high ground.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're just going to back up and be like, all right, we'll play further down to the southern side then. We see youngph. Tricky, but he drops the arena first. Now with the follow-up from you, the control thanks to the Bramble. But nice kick out into another Bramble, but youngph, he survives. Now with the Sunstrike, they'll find you. woMy's going to get chased down as well. The TP potential from Zawrain paying off big here with that +1 effect as Yangon find 2 in their own jungle.
Again, pick-off style fights prefer Yangon's side. Like, it's just the nature of all of their heroes. It's very single target, it's very bursty focused, whereas I don't feel like you could just commit 2 heroes to try and get a kill, especially on something like an Ember Spirit. Like, maybe if Willow had 6, they could do that, where you've got the Bedlam to increase the burst damage, but you didn't. You just had the Cursed Crown and the Bramble Maze, and it's just not quite enough.
Well, now they've got some pretty decent levels as well. I mean, Lon level 6, the Earth Spirit's also sitting pretty comfortable at the moment as well with 5.25. And this is before that 10 minutes, so, you know, Radiant, their supports can definitely do a lot. When you push a Rubick to a 5, it is a little bit more of a greedier support. But if you've got a start like this, we could see Lon have a pretty good game. And it's definitely not a hero that we've seen him play, not his play style, which you brought up in the draft. So I'm intrigued to see how this different hero is able to be played from their 5.
Yeah, for sure. They make sure that they Willow is so dependent on her levels. Like, you're a completely different hero when you're level 4 versus level 6. Just that bedlam, that solo pick-off potential is insane from what is a support at the end of the day. They're able to pick up the Midas as well, and are they going to go for a kill here and actually get it by going the X-Sword? Again, this is the sort of thing that having this Invoker enables. You've got great setups for it. You've got the Searing Chains, even with the Nature's Prophet, you've got a Sprout, you've got the stun from the Earth Spirit. There's a lot of ways to just get these pickoffs and, you know, punish the... All you were really wanting to do was soak up some experience on this top side, but perhaps just getting a little bit hungry there. And OD's going to go down as well.
Just once again, Mamang Daya. I mean, in a position where you know, the Spirit Invoker punishing you here if you abuse the Astral a little bit too aggressively. They do have some ways to protect the tower with DB showing up and the Earthshaker, but it's not really going to do much. Lim's just going to have to do a walk-in Echo Slam, and Monkey, you know, there's a lot of control to be able to deal with the Monkey King right now, so he's not really wanting to kind of show up to fight. So this being is a much better start from Yangon.
It is, but I feel like part of it is just because of how Army Geniuses have chosen to take these fights. You know, I feel like you're more than happy to sit back, play a little bit more passively around your towers, but for whatever reason, they tried to take the fight to these pick-off heroes. Again, another Sunstrike landing in onto woMy. That's all they need.
Looking good. Paying off here. The X-Sword Invoker was a bit worried that might be greedy, but no, it's definitely doing its job here. You see that the setup's coming through, and well, young PH, he's been able to have a little bit better catch-up as well after the laning stage. Was worried, but he's showing up, setting up for the Invoker, doing a very good job, and they're struggling right now. Until Daya are able to find some items and especially some levels as well, their catch versus Ember is going to be very difficult.
And even now, like I talked about, maybe Yangon might go for a few more of those aggressive Observer Wards. They've only got the one up right now, but it's around the Ancient Camp where they know that this Monkey King, which they've been creating a lot of space for, let's be real, on Army Genius's side, he's getting closer towards that Perseverance, to that Battle Fury. And you've nearly got the Orchid finished up on this Nature's Prophet, so you can even go for a lot of this solo pick-off potential onto a Monkey King, which is the win condition for Army Geniuses.
Daya's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it seems like that Army Geniuses, they've got a much clearer win condition than what Yangon do, right?
Oh yeah. But, well, they're kind of playing right into Yangon's hands. They're like, what, you want to run at us? Rather than just sit back, get your levels, get your experience? Like, you cannot do anything as this Earthshaker without the Blink Dagger. So the fact that they've attempted to go for a few fights, and, well, Lim hasn't really died from them, but still, might die now.
Skill even with the help of the Wrath of Nature. So gonna tick him out with the Urn along with that Magnetize. Looks like Lim, one more rock's gonna get dropped here, but it puts Skill in a bit of a difficult spot going for that deep attempt. Unfortunately, the Sunstrike was off the mark, so that extra damage was lacking there. And you see the boys come up just to protect their position for Earthshaker, but they are still getting a lot out of the map. I mean, Zawrain shoving in top, got the Invoker, level 11 already. This Midas continuing to pay off. He's already got 2,200 gold in the bank, so getting close to the Ags. Oof, a lot of damage on Lim as well.
Able to save him though, which of course, as a Shaker, you're having to save up so much gold, most of it being unreliable, so you're just going to keep losing. They're going in onto DB here with the Orchid pop, potentially. Has to be a little bit careful. Doesn't have the rest of the team to be able to back this up. But
they're continuing to go, but I don't know if they can fight this. They're coming over DB. One drop the ultimate, but look at the damage. They're just slowly poking and prodding them down on Army Genius, and now with how weak they are, they're going to have to disengage. woMy drops the ultimate, so they find the kill on Lun, but now DB has to retreat away. Even Lim as well is getting chased down, but a hasted up Furion, and just this constant choking across the map just puts Army Genius in a tricky spot here, but the Boundless finds two. They push back Ember as well into the tower, so they're going to be able to punish the deep attempt there, and now with the Bramble set up for the Terrorize. woMy doesn't have a spear available, but he's got to run into the follow-up of the Bramble. Mamang Daya drops the hammer, finds a triple kill, and well, Army Geniuses hit back here through that team fight.
that's the big difference. They took the fight on their side of the map. They forced them to dive into unfriendly territory where, yeah, you've got the Nature's Prophet that can TP, but no one else can. And their reinforcements were able to come on Army Geniuses to repel all of that. It was really nicely done by DB as well. He got the Jingu stacks up to maximum, so he had that lifesteal waiting on him for a long time, but just didn't end up using it until he needed to right at the very end, getting the Boundless Strike onto 2, allows woMy to get the spear into the tree, and well, when that's under a tier 2 tower, you've got a lot of extra armor and regen to be able to play with. So this feels like the game of who makes the wrong aggressive plays at the wrong time.
Yeah, we've seen a couple times that either team hasn't been able to limit this aggressiveness, where early on under that tier 1 tower mid from Daya, they just dived a little bit too far on Mamang Daya, and now this side for Radiant going a little bit too deep on the tier 2 tower mid. So it's just, yeah, can you really restrict this eagerness to find kills? And well, they might have to set up here. Meteor followed up with the Bramble is in trouble here with the Earth Spirit, although they don't want to dump too many abilities because they don't have a ward seeing the rotations by the T1 tower.
But there didn't actually end up being any, so Skule is just able to walk away.
I do like that they have to make sure if they don't have a lineup that can play too overly aggressive right now in Army Geniuses, but if you're ever going to take fights, it has to be on your terms around your own choke points and where they were positioning just before on their high ground. And once again, on their high ground around the triangle camp, they're going to be able to catch up. Loom, Fissure doesn't find Young PH. They still drop the Sunstrike, which is an immense amount of damage on woMy. See Young PH trying to posture aggressively to find that extra little damage to be able to bring down the Mars, but it won't be enough. And now has he stuck around for a little bit too long? Astral sets up for the spear. They find the connection, and now even Skillblade tries to help out somewhat defensively with the silence, but it's not enough as Lim just walks in, drops the Echo, and that's a double for you there. Once again, Army Geniuses taking a fight on their terms around their vision.
Yeah, just a little bit too late with the silence coming through there from the Earth Spirit. Would have been enough, of course, as an Ember Spirit to potentially get away. I don't think they layered the Fissure over the top of that spear stun, so another kill that's gone begging. It's still a 4K net worth lead though for Yangon, but really enabled Army Geniuses to come back into things. I talked about Shaker not really being able to do much of anything in these extended team fights without the Blink Dagger, but with that assist gold that he got from there, he's only 300 gold away.
Yeah, that's big. He's a bit low of a level right now. Just got tied up with the rest of the supports as well. Even see Dark Willow kind of struggling at the moment. They're trying to funnel a lot of the farm into the Earthshaker, but all the Agon's freshly picked up, so now with the Cataclysm, that's enough damage to be able to find the Mars, and now with the backline as well, but drop the Hammer, it's enough damage to be able to kill off the Earth Spirit here, but they're still continuing. Tomorrow's feared up, now into the Cursed Crowns, enough control to be able to find the Ember Spirit. They turn that fight around, they do lose 2 at the start, but it looks like Army Geniuses bring the numbers to at least get some revenge there.
Very nicely done. I mean, the fact that the Ags is revealed at 18 minutes on an Invoker, pretty big deal for him to be able to get that one out there, but yeah, to be able to turn that around, and that's the power of the Dark Willow, right? So much solo pickoff potential with essentially no items. I think typically you want to go for something like a Yule Scepter, but I think this is definitely a 4-staff game for you.
Yeah, especially against a Sunstrike where you need to have an escapability to get out of that combo arena. Locking in Zawrain, but oh, nice attempt with TP. It's going to get cancelled though from DB. Now Zawrain has to retreat away. It puts Skill in a bit of a tricky spot, but Radiant, they still come over to take the fight. Monkey King falling incredibly low here. Still doesn't have any protection against a lot of the magic damage from Yangon. So they find 2 around this mid lane deep underneath beside the tower, but they're still hunting. They want more blood.
Nicely done once again. Able to pick off another core hero. Again, it's some of the heroes that are closer to their big key items are able to survive. Shaker only 100 gold away now from that Blink Dagger. He's got Echo Slam available in 5 seconds, so I'm sure they might try and give at least one neutral camp to him, so he's able to finish that one up.
Daya's bottom tower is under
What
attack.
is... Okay, so Hor's gone. I was going to say, what's the next item for the Evoker? But he's going BKB next. They are going to have Fury on BKB pretty shortly. Ember's going to a BKB as his next item. So is the Invoker. So triple BKB is going to come through. And it's going to make it very difficult for Army Geniuses. They're going to have to burst him down before the magic immunity comes off. Otherwise, a lot of their control and damage, honestly, is just going to get mitigated heavily.
I think the big thing for Yangon is just being able to get these BKBs slightly earlier than what Army Geniuses is, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. I mean, Mamang Daya has already picked up the Mithril Hammer. It's very important because OD becomes essentially useless as you as a core when you've got that BKB charge available. But if you're able to just run into an Invoker, what really can he do against you? If you're right on point with the Cataclysm, I suppose, but there's very few ways to set up for that if you've got the BKB off.
Radiant are scanning.
Smoking up, Radiant want to try and take a fight here. Daya, they're on a high ground around their observer ward, but they might be able to run into young PH. woMy sets up. Fizz is going to find the connection point. Cataclysm gets shot before from retreat. It's immense amount of damage, so OD has to protect himself with the Astral. Zawrain's going to TP on the background, but the BKB, but the OD is still in trouble. We already see the defensive factor in the Astral is being utilized here. He runs into the roll as well. 3 going to end up falling. Zawrain still hunting for more, as you just see taking fights that pre-BKB favoring Radiant right now.
Just having it nice and early. I mean, Zawrain was able to use it to get it onto the backline, make sure no one was able to escape, but just a little bit slow that time around on the Astral Imprisonment. The Cataclysm was able to land onto the OD. Prior to that, he had about 80% HP, but afterwards, I think he was sitting at 15, 20%, and that's not enough, even with how elusive you are. Being able to Astral yourself into a Blink Dagger, that's not going to be enough to get you away.
Looking real strong right now for Yangon. 9,000 net worth lead, and this... Are you worried that it could get to a stage, though, where it's going to get a little bit more difficult for them to take objectives, potentially running up and sieging higher ground into Daya?
I mean, you always got the rat potential with the Nature's Prophet, another one of those heroes that we haven't yet talked about with the strength of the Ag Shard. Just that Sprout is insane. Being able to get the Greater Treants, we've seen people pick it as position 5, literally going like, no boots, just go Solar Crest into Ag Shard, and that's all you really need. Just constantly harass towers and objectives throughout the map.
It's just a good old rat Dota. And I guess that's the best way to be able to find some objectives.
He's got a
tool to teach.
What's he got? Bloodthorn? Queued up soon for the... He had it for a little while, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it as well. Looks like he's back into the AC. This does give them a way to be able to take Roche with the AC, but now even with the DD, they can just walk in instead. Unrequired. What's Hor when the cold snap cooldown? Okay. Daya's still not really in a spot. They don't have these items at the moment. The BKB is the big thing for the Monkey King, and it's going to enable Yangon just to be able to walk in and find the first Roche of the game.
It's always the strength that you have, you know, that double damage on a Nature's Prophet. You talk about these different objective takers, and it's not too often that you see the offlaner be the one that enables that sort of thing, maybe with a Beastmaster, I suppose, but Yangon making it work with this Nature's Prophet this time around, and they're even just looking to contest and continue that into a tier 2.
Tower is under attack.
Been very impressed with Yangon's warding as well so far this game. The ward around the triangle, kind of the southern side of that ancient camp, we've seen them place that multiple times so far this game, and it's given them a lot of information and just enable them to read the map perfectly. They find that tier 2 top, well aware that Daya, where they're positioning it and not coming over to fight them. They're continuing to hit their item timings as well. Bloodthorn now picked up for Zawrain, and this is very close to a BKB on the Invoker as well. Just needs a recipe.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, now Army Geniuses are kind of doing the right thing, but they're sitting back, making sure they get their first key items. They've already got the Blink Dagger available on the Shaker. He's 700 or so gold away from picking up that shard. Oh, I just died from this.
This way you need the 4-star on someone.
That's what I was saying, like, you need it on this Dark Willow. Like, I cannot see you going any other item. It's so great against, you know, just being able to get slightly away from the Earth Spirit, out of Sprout, out of Cataclysm, out of Searing Chains combos. It's good at everything.
Is it going to force someone else to potentially go for that 4-star? Because did you see the Dark Willow? They are funneling absolutely no net worth into this hero.
Yeah, and I think that's why it doesn't really work as a 5. You know, it's has essentially no solo farming potential. You need to be able to be part of kills, and they haven't really gone a lineup that gets kills super early on. Just wanting to finish up the Magic Wand, which I think is understandable, but that 4-star, you really do. I mean, OD can go for it, but I feel like the Yangon for it.
do we both agree that Daya are gonna have this stronger late game presence?
Oh yeah.
Daya's
Yeah,
bottom
so
tower
it's
is
being
under
able to
attack.
get to that stage where the BKBs come off, and then we're going to see the team fights really skyrocket. But you've got to play a very disciplined game of Dota right now. You're down 13,000 gold, and it's going to continue to grow honestly with these ages. So just have to do whatever you can, find farm, make sure you do not get picked off, because Radiant have an incredible way to pick your heroes off, and it's going to be a rough game. But this is where Army Geniuses just have to play disciplined.
Daya's bottom tower has
Like,
fallen.
you just think of all the different things that they have to potentially come back into this game on Daya. You've got the Axe Shot available. You've got literally any item on the Dark Willow. 4-staff Axe Shot, suddenly you're 10 times stronger on this Dark Willow. Not just through damage, but actually able to survive and be a hero for your team. Blink Dagger yet to be picked up for woMy. Monkey King, he's yet to get his own Axe Scepter. Probably go into Ascardi after that, and they're able to pick off skill lay here. Are they?
They're gonna do it fast because they're coming over here, Radiant. Young PH, I'm gonna try to glue them on both the support. They're just food right now for this combo. You're gonna try and run up the high ground, but Zawrain, he's just gonna TP in. He doesn't give a damn. They know that they've got the numbers advantage at the moment, and the Mars, he's feeling like it's support right now with the net worth as well. Very far behind considering all the cores, and he'll end up dropping as well. 3 down on Army Geniuses, and well, they tried to make an aggressive play, but you see the Earth Spirit, man, he can get pretty tanky as the game goes on. 4.4 strength gain is already closing in on 2k HP as well, and they were kind of a little bit hesitant there. They didn't want to drop everything on him and commit too far, but it ended up making them get punished there.
And now he's got a BKB as well. So good luck killing this this Earth Spirit, and even if you do, good luck getting out of the fight unscathed.
How long are they gonna need? Just another 50 seconds here. So maybe they can, at least you're not worried about the threat of the Cataclysm for potentially an extra 20-25 seconds, but Tower's just getting brought down, man. They don't still have the greatest way to be able to deal with the Fury on Treants. This was the issue with their draft, and it did showing.
He's gone the shard as well, so you've got those greater Treants coming in, doing a lot of damage.
Man, look at him go to work. It does so much.
Is he giving Alacrity to the Treants? Might even be a decent idea. They're just going to be
Honestly,
happy with
why
taking
not?
a tier 3 though.
Do Daya smoke up now, though? That's the question. They got BKB, they've got all the ultimates, they know that the age is about to tick out. Top's in a decent spot. The only issue is that there are other lanes.
Couple seconds.
So if they
You got like 2 gold until Axe Shot on Shaker. Here we go. Now you can make something happen.
You got to shove out mid and then go. No? Do they have a smoke? I don't think they have one actually. Yeah, they don't have a smoke, so they're just stuck in.
Ugh.
They buy one now, but I mean Brady's still posturing. You see they're on their high ground though. Skill in a great spot to pop a smoke. Lon even positioning around just in case.
I mean, they know exactly where they are. Their entire jungle is watered, essentially, so... And they eventually pop the smoke. They're going to use Monkey as a little bit of bait. He's got the BKB. He's damn close to his Axe Scepter. That would be huge to be able to have at the start of this fight, but... I just think they want to try and catch Yangon
Always
off.
invis. There's a sentry. Young Page gonna be so careful. They drop it.
Oh.
But once again, oh no! Now the Cataclysm. Look at the roof for so long. The Earthshaker protects the mask, but the Willow's still gonna fall with the backline. Zawrain just deals with the Earthshaker instantly. Army Genius just constantly just getting picked up before they can start the fight for the team fight. And now Monkey King, he's gonna get caught out as well. Can't even utilize the BKB. Mamang Daya's getting chased back inside the base, but Yangon, they need the buybacks. They need them down. Mamang Daya's in trouble. So has the Astral just in case, but it's actually stalling it from Radiant. Buybacks, look at him come out. This is an immense amount of commitment here from Army Genius. They need to get something out of it from the start. Set up after Yasha's going to drop the hammer. Young PH unable to get away. A nice attempt at the slide dodge, but it's not enough. He'll end up falling, but the price has been paid. An immense amount of buybacks from Army Geniuses.
Yeah, 3 buybacks, 23k net worth lead, and he got away, to be perfectly honest. And it's always not an enviable position to be in. What was, I think, about 200 gold away from picking up his Axe Scepter on the Monkey King, now he's back to only halfway, so a big stalling on some of his key timings.
And that has to feel so rough for them. We have, of course, the observer advantage there, but we saw the Ember invis. They were smoked up. They had a sentry on the lane. If they literally were standing, top might not get a chance here as Skill 8 rolls in, pops the BKB. Daya, they're coming over here trying to protect the Earthshaker. He's gonna get silenced up and just brought down there. Zawrain's damage. Oh no, it's so rough for them. 2 down. Remember, they brought back previously. woMy's getting chased as well.
1 dieback's used. Are they going to be able to catch out woMy?
Who have they found as well, actually, near the jungle? It's going to be Mamang Daya. He's going to pop the BKB's his turn, but it doesn't matter. Now the physical damage with the Alacrity and the Fury on. And that might be getting to the stage where they're going to have to call it pretty soon as Yangon Galacticos force a game 3.
Nicely done. You hate to see 2-0s, you know, especially with teams that are really fighting for their spot. I mean, Yangon, they're sitting toward the bottom end of the table right now, and you know, Army Genius, they haven't secured themselves anything by any stretch of the imagination, you know.